I want to welcome you to the Core Schools Inauguration and the Core Schools Retreat. We really appreciate your time with us today and tomorrow. I can promise you on authority that your time spent here will not be in vain. And I want to say a very big congratulations to everyone seated here. I think you all deserve a round of applause. So please give it up for yourself. Yeah.
The Edify Core School program is designed to bring together partner schools that are ready for deeper guidance and support. Every school begins as a client school, receiving one annual training and one follow-up visit to establish a strong foundation. But your dedication has shown that this partnership can grow beyond the basic client level. The core program is where Edify walks closely with you, supports your vision, and strengthens the systems you already have, not because you cannot succeed without Edify, but because we believe true transformation happens through meaningful relationships. And that is why you are here today, ready for a deeper, more impactful journey with Edify.
In Edify, our theme for the fiscal year is accountability. And our key verse is 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 2. It says, "Now it is required that those who are given a trust must do what?
Faithful.
Prove faithful." So that is our key scripture for the fiscal year 2026. And so what does it mean to be accountable? To be accountable means, one, to take ownership. And taking ownership means that you treat the thing as though it belongs to you.
So today we actually met the C4 cohort 4 and the cohort 7. So we say cohort, each and every year we invite new core schools, and when you come on we give you a cohort number. So we have cohort 4 and then we have cohort 5, 6 and 7. But for this program we invited the cohort 4 who are going to graduate this year. This year is their graduating year, and the cohort 7, they are now coming in, so this will be their inauguration.
The first panel brought together core school leaders and regional coordinators, each sharing their journey, the challenges, milestones, and lessons that shape their work.
How does it feel looking back?
I think the work that we are doing is a calling. And since we came into this core program, we've learned a lot about relationship. We've had new friends. We've had new strategies, systems and structures have been put in place, and that's given us a best version of who we are today. So I would say that the core program was really impactful.
As a school, there's been a change for us. Records keeping had been better because formerly we used to have misappropriation of funds. You draw your budgets all right, but sometimes you realize that there is misappropriation of funds, but all these things had been kept and had been well managed because Edify will really teach you what you should do.
Their stories offered insight and inspiration, highlighting how dedication and teamwork continue to drive change in their schools and communities.
Edify has been a God-sent organization. At the time I was giving up in my school, struggling for finance, struggling for enrollment, struggling to get teachers' retention, and I was almost giving up. The rope nearly cut. Edify arrived. So Edify have trained me up to this level of my being a proprietor to understand that there is no point of giving up. Edify is not doing this for their own purpose, but for the Ghanaian child, which we are running. And the Ghanaian child is important because the future is in their hands. And I have been privileged and very excited to continue to be given this opportunity. And I promise not to misuse this opportunity.
This session focused on clarifying what is expected across the indicators provided.
So after the 3 impact areas, you'd have what we call the outcomes. Under the provision of quality Christ education, we have 2 outcomes. The students embody Christ-like values, and then they have excellent learning outcomes. You can't, or we don't want you to excel academically, and then your students have poor morals. Neither do we want you to have good morals and then poor academics. That's not it. As a Christ-centered school, essentially your school is a learning environment. Academically, you should do well. And for the fact that you stand for Christ, morally, you should be there. So don't be proud if your students are doing well academically and they have no values. They are not punctual, they are not disciplined, they are not excellent at anything, they have no integrity, they have no respect for elderly or even their colleagues.
I must say it's a very good program, especially when you look at the levers, that are the indicators, the 8 indicators upon which the school has been giving self-assessment. It's very great because this program had made it very clear that it's very necessary that whatever you do in your school, you must document. Everything must be properly captured. It helps you as to look into the future of the school. Take the school as an enterprise where you want to develop the school and what things you should do and put in place. I wish we had this opportunity earlier. If you had met them earlier than this, where we would have reached in Maria Teresa School would have been far. But then with this enrollment, the sky is the limit.
Today's program has been enlightening. When you are told what is your shortfall, it makes it easier for you to fix it and become better. So I think today we've been told what we need to work on, and we've been given clarity on exactly how to work on it. So that makes it better.
The session with Mr. Roderick centered on accountability. He guided us through how the team breaks down the promise and links it directly to performance. It was a truly engaging and insightful experience.
Accountability from promise to performance. Ghanaian companies or businesses don't live long. Have you noticed that? Ghanaian companies don't live long. And I keep asking myself, why? And so I strongly believe, and I was speaking with Yvonne, and I think the support they are offering you, you must embrace it. Because, I mean, she was talking about sustainability. I mean, being sustainable. And that is the defining moment. And all these things, companies that I've mentioned in the Ghanaian firms, A-Life, what other companies that you remember? The whole idea was sustainability, and then also who takes over when they are gone. So we build the companies, we build the businesses, and we die with them. I pray that that will not be our portion, because one idea can live beyond the idea generator. And so whilst we are here retreating, let's think about what can we do to build a company or a school that even when we are gone, the schools would still be creating and churning the destinies of children. A few things I would love us to do by the end of our session is to be able to go back to our promises. So like the promise I have made to myself, help deprived children living in deprived communities to love education. Maybe promise to, support classrooms or one person a year. That's a promise you've made to yourself. The scripture is a very sweet one. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. So wherever we find ourselves, if we believe that our master is Jesus Christ, then definitely we must do it not like your boss is watching you. You know how we do it when the boss is not away. When the boss is away and you enter the office, you know the authority has left the office. But this one is telling us that we must do it as if we are doing it to God. We must teach as if we are doing it to God. We must lead as if we are doing it to God. Your I will do is equal to why didn't you do it? And you'll be able to say, oh, I didn't say, I couldn't do it because of A, B, and C. But sometimes, why didn't you do that? Are you getting me? I said I would do it, I didn't do it, so what? That's not a sign of accountability.
My name is Felix Ejoji Sechofia, Director of Genesis School Complex. I've joined Edify for the past 7 to 8 years now, and Edify have been very good, and they have really transformed my school from the scratch to a level where we are now. Overall, this program has taught me to be accountable. Okay, so I have somebody that I will be accountable to, which is God. And I must be accountable to myself also. And I must be accountable to my teachers, the students, the parents that I have. So the program taught me how to be accountable.
My experience today being part of the cohort 7, I love the breakout room where we sat as school leaders to discuss some of the things that are on our self-assessment and how we have performed. And in the areas that others have improved, they were able to share their experiences to also guide the young ones that are now in the business to also progress on that same level. And I think that's a part that I really enjoyed.
With the school leaders. So overall, it has been a great time. The school leaders enjoyed themselves. It was a great time for bonding. They shared ideas. And also one of the things we gave them was to go and do their action plans and then send it to us so that we can follow up on how they are going to implement the action plan for the rest of the year.